So here's an interesting little project. This is a Tommy that somebody's imported from America, and basically the shippers, I think it was TNT, have dropped it off a forklift onto the back box, so it's smashed into the side rails, and obviously it's knackered both of them, shattered the glass, which is all down the back of the Playfield and in the main cabinet. The DMD, they've also smashed all this out of the back. There's the lugs that hold the DMD on in the back, and so obviously the speaker panel's knackered and the DMD needs replacing. So basically it needs refurbing. Now the guy that owns it wants to do something a bit special with it. He's having some custom made decals for it that are more the Who rather than the stage show, and they're going to be white, I understand, so I'm going to be putting them on. I'm just about to strip all of this off, everything that's black, the side rails, obviously I've got some new side rails for it, lockdown bar, legs, coin door, and the back block hinges over there are all going to be taken off and chromed, so it's going to look quite special when it's done. It's going to need a new different coin door because that's all dented in, but I'll get one of those. Doesn't matter if it's a bit scratched, obviously, so because it's going to be chromed. But basically, you're going to strip the whole thing down. I'm going to start now and just remove all the usual stuff, take all the boards out, and get everything off that's going to be chromed, because that takes 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm going to get going on that, and then while that's being done, I can strip all the Playfield down and get all that done. I mean, on top of that, the guy's he's got lots of new parts for it, all LEDs. It came actually without any blinders, but he's managed to source some of those, so they've all got to be fitted. So I think all in all it's going to be a nice looking game. Quite looking forward to doing this one. So I've got the Playfield out now, and I've stored it for now in my arcade because I've got no more room in the workshop. Basically I've got most of the glass out of it at the moment, but I'll wait until I've done the cabinet before I fully strip that down and get everything out of it and polish it all up. But more excitedly, down here the new decals have turned up. Obviously very different from the original ones. I think they look great myself, but nice big Union Jack with the Who logo in it now, Pinball Wizard written on the bottom, and then there's the coin door one, and the side ones for the back box, which has got the same sort of decals, but obviously they're in white, and also it's got the Who and 1964 to 2014, as it's their anniversary this year. So I think once they get put on, it's going to look a pretty special machine. Also to go on this Tommy, we've got a custom translight, which again has been done with the Who rather than the stage show, which probably the machine should have been done originally, would have made it a lot nicer, but doesn't look very good with the reflection from the lights off the ceiling there, but it's going to look quite good when it's backlit. It's been quite nicely made. So all the metal bits have been stripped off of the cabinet and the back box, ready to go to the chromers tomorrow. I've got a load of bolts there, which obviously the leg bolts and all the cabinet bolts, all the heads will have to be done on those because they're all going to show. The old coin door, which is down there somewhere, was all dented in at the top, so we've got a really good condition, as you can see, nice and flat. It's a shame really it's going to be chromed because it's actually in pretty good shape, but a single coin slot door there that's going to go on, back box hinges and a lockdown bar, and also the shooter rod housing, which I'm a little bit, this is sort of like quite a light alloy, so it's not actually metal, some funny casting, but they're pretty good, the chromers I use, so hopefully they'll be able to chrome it alright, because it's got the DE symbol on there as well, so we want to try and keep hold of that. And then of course there's the legs and all the side rails. The original side rails are these ones, which were obviously badly dented when it was dropped. You can't get Data East side rails, so these ones fit the new Stern machines or Sega, and obviously they've got the
these bits on the ends that go around the flipper buttons to protect the cabinet decals, which in this case is a good thing because obviously it's going to have pretty special decals on it. And again, it's a bit like the coin door. These obviously are brand new and they're all going to have to be stripped down to be chromed, but there we go, you've got to do these things. So that's it. Well, that's all the prep done on the cabinet. Basically it's had at least 4 coats of filler. So all the affected areas been sanded down. Obviously doesn't look it, but that is perfectly smooth there. Now I'm going to spray it with some primer all over, because we've got to blank this out white, because a lot of this yellow and the markings are black and that will show through otherwise, through the decals. But when I spray it with primer, that will show up any other imperfections in any case, so it'll pull up anything that's got to have a sort of final last fill on it. So there we go. I've just got to mask up, get some newspaper and masking tape, and obviously this is all going to be black along this edge, but I'm still going to mask all this up so we don't get any overspray on that, and obviously all the bits that are still inside the cabinet there. Right, that's had about 3 coats of primer now. It's amazing though, I'm still picking up little imperfections that I'm having to do a bit of last minute filling on, but I think I've got them all now. So I'm going to sand those last few bits down, and even silly bits I must admit I hadn't thought of, like around the inside of the button there, because it's going to be in white. That's going to need some filler in there to get rid of the end grain off of the from the plywood, so I've had to go around and do all in there, but all worth it, make a better finish in the end. Okay, so that is the cabinet ready for the decals. All the sides have been sprayed. I've had to put another few bits of filler on, some very fine holes in that I found, but now it's all lovely and smooth. I'm going to give it a final rub over with some just very fine wet and dry paper, just to make sure there's absolutely no marks on it. I've sprayed all the black on the insides. So that's it, we're ready to go. Give it a rub over and then we're going to put the decals on. So now I'm going to move on to stripping the Playfield down. Now obviously this had the glass explode all over it, so there is glass everywhere in it. Although I've got a lot of it out already, I've just stuck it up on the bench and there are still bits falling out of it. So basically everything's got to come off the back of this, get cleaned up and be put back on. So it's not as bad as doing a total Playfield swap, because you can do sort of all the major components one at a time, but I'm still going to take a load of photos just in case, and because it doesn't hurt, and just clean it all up, and then I'll reverse it round and start taking all the stuff off the front. There we go, that's the end decal on, looking very different from a normal Tommy. So now I'm going to flip it on its side, do the side ones, and see how they come out. Right, it's been a while since I've done anything on this machine because I've been waiting for the chrome. The cabinet's there finished, Playfield's there virtually together, but now I've got all the chrome back, which as you can see the reflection there, is all looking pretty good. Those are the new side rails, obviously they're stern ones, but we'll fit them over, they'll look a lot better. The back box hinges, 4 legs, lockdown bar, and all the coin door there, and then all the little things like the leg bolts and everything's been done. So I'm going to start putting all this on, and I think it's going to look pretty spectacular. Let's start to build this back up. Got all the back box back in and the boards. Putting some all the chrome bits on, which look really nice. It's actually very good quality of chrome, nice and deep. Even the shooter housing has been well done. And now I'm just going to go and, the old speaker panel these had all snapped off. They've obviously been repaired before, but when it was dropped off the forklifts that snapped off completely. So, and also the speaker grills have been sprayed black, and obviously I've scratched that off, and it used to be somebody's put a Lethal Weapon 3 one on here, but luckily we managed to. I've got a new grill here, speaker panel, and we managed to find these on, which are the correct ones, on eBay. I think Germany we got them from. So I'm just about to strip that down and put all that back together so we can make it look right. So I've just been bolting lots of silly little bits and pieces on it. You can't really notice, and I'm just about to put the Playfield back in. But before I do that, we've got these rather different graphics here of crowds, and they're going to go on down the side roads. Obviously I'd sprayed that before we got hold of these, but I'm going to apply them down the side, much in the same way as the decals go on the outside. And then this tape, it's like felt, double-sided stuff, will stick on down the edge of the Playfield here, just like that, so when you lift the Playfield it doesn't scratch the graphics at the side. But I think they're going to look quite good. Okay, so I've just was trying to power Tommy up for the first time, and it keeps blowing the fuses in the house. I think I'll trace it down to the line filter in here. I'm just going to plug it in again and see what happens. Hopefully I can record it this time, just for a bit of fun. Well, I think that pretty much confirms it. Right, so I put another line filter in it, so I'm going to go for switch on again. Everything's plugged on, and obviously I forgot to mention, because this game's come from America, it was set for 110 volt. So I've changed the jumpers on the lead going into the transformer, so now hopefully it should work on 240. So a lot of things have got to go right now. I've never seen this game going, because obviously it's only just come into the country. So let's reach for the switch. Oh, okay. Well, everything came on. I don't know if you heard it say Tommy. Now it says open the door, and I think that means no, okay, well you should be able to open the door and close it and it should continue to boot up, but I think that might be batteries or a diode by the batteries, I seem to remember. So right, it's a bit of investigation, but at least it fires up on 240 volts, so that's not all bad. Right, so firstly, apologies if there's any gap between where I was up to and this being finished, but it's been such a long time, I've been sorting a few problems out with it, so then you may well have gone from the cabinet being restored straight to here. But anyway, here we are. So there is Tommy, looking absolutely gorgeous there. It's got to be one of the better looking ones in the world, I would have said. Lovely artwork, done like the Who. Looks like it should have been done like that, to be honest, rather than the yellow. And then the later stern side armour to protect the flipper buttons. Everything chromed, even down to all these little bolts. Custom side art as well for the anniversary of the Who. And there's the custom back glass as well. And as you can see, the Playfield looks fantastic. It's all cleaned up really nicely. There's LEDs in the inserts. The reason why it's taken a while is the main MPU board was a bit knackered, and there was a lot of faffing about trying to fix it, but in the end we stuck a rotten dog one in there because it had acid damage, so it was just going to keep on going. There we go, chromed coin door, legs, all the original legs chromed, all the leg bolts. So that's it.
very nice machine.